Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, I want to thank the Toastmaster of the day for introducing this theme, which is the first step. Because this is my very first step for doing a prepared speech. Before I begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Eyad Bukhari. As I said, this will be my very first prepared speech. Let me be honest with you guys. Last week, I was about to give this speech last week. However, I got scared, so I chickened out. So this week came. The very same feeling struck me again. So I really hope that the meeting would be canceled. Fortunately, it didn't. So I told myself, as time went by, I got really anxious. I didn't want to give the speech, but I told myself that if I get out of my comfort zone and step on the stage, I will eventually improve. And that's the purpose why I came to this club. I used to take easy roles during the previous months, just to avoid the responsibilities. I used to run away from my problems. However, I can't do that forever. The problems will come back again and they will hunt you down. I waged a war inside of myself against my fears. I mustered up the courage to stand here on the stage. I used to be lurking inside the shadows just to avoid the gazing eyes, the judging eyes. Have you ever went to a pool if you've noticed that the water temperature is kind of cold? You would get scared not to jump in unless you are pushed by yourself or by a friend. By the way, don't push your friend. That's a bad advice. Anyways, back to the topic. So if you jump inside the pool, you will first experience you will be uncomfortable at first. You might even scream. But eventually, you will adapt to the surroundings and you will adapt to the vicissitudes. So, here's the thing. A lot of people I witnessed a lot of people making mistakes during the club, which is fine, because I see them while they do that mistake, they don't go down. Instead, they rise up. They take that opportunity to rise again. But keep in mind that being successful all the time it could backfire at you. What do you mean? But yeah, how does being successful, which is the pinnacle of work, would backfire at you? Well, it's kind of outrageous. But let me tell you this. If a successful person always succeeds being on the top, getting high grades, etc., there's something that he wouldn't experience, and that is failure. Let's give an example. If someone who's always at the top and never failed in his life, once he gets dethroned off of his chair, it will be harder for him to get back up. However, for someone who is trying to reach success with many attempts, with many failures, he will eventually construct a pillar for that success. Have you ever heard of the story of the rabbit and the turtle? It's a children's story. The turtle, although he was slow, although the turtle was slow, he still won against the rabbit. Why? Because the turtle kept on going. He was trying his hardest. For the rabbit, sure, he had the advantage to go, had a head start and reached, and before he reaches the finish line, he stopped because of his pride. Eventually, for the consequences that the rabbit faced was losing the race. There's a saying that tells you that the slow, continuous progress is superior to the fast but discontinued. As long as you are making progress throughout your life, that is good. You are doing what you need to do. So the moral of the story here is, like I said, keep on doing what you want, even if it's slow progress. Just don't stop. Back to you. Just much of the day.